Oh, I left the music on. Maybe we'll just slow jam to Feeding the Ducks for the entire
just vibing.
My bad, friends. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your #morning #wrestling #talk show. It is the Brunch Gimmick here on Love Wrestling. My name is Zach. We've got Blair. We've got Lawrence. We've even got Omar hanging out off stage where his camera's off. Hopefully we can bring him in a few minutes. Friends. Oh, there he is. There he is. Let's pull him in. Omar, how are you, friend?
What's good? What's good, my G's? What's good? What's good? What's good in the Brunch Gimmick? What's good? What's good? Yeah.
Oh, good moods all around. Blair, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I'm vibing right now. Got some Against Me concerts on YouTube playing and just hanging out with my friends.
Very nice. Very nice. And Lawrence, this is a different backdrop than we're used to seeing you with.
Yeah, I'm currently away at my mom's. She is legitimately right behind me, taking this opportunity to put stuff away.
Hi, Mom.
Hello.
And she just heard herself.
Oh,
you're right, Mom? Yep, that's our tradition. We're an incredibly comfy family.
She okay?
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay. Well, friends, a bit of it was a week in wrestling, certainly. What did we like this week? Omar, we haven't seen you on the show in a little while. What did you like?
I mean, everything from the Mercedes Moné debut to pretty much. I think I've just had a thought. I feel like AEW is on a quote unquote the honeymoon phase is slowly coming back. That 2021, 2022 era of AEW is coming back. New lighting, new intro, new theme song, even new signings. So I think right now, within the next 2 months, I'm probably going to say AEW is going to be one of my favorite, promotions right now. Which is saying something because like I felt the exact opposite maybe like 7 months ago. So yeah, I think AEW has been the highlight for the week, which is saying much because we're on the build to WrestleMania. But yeah, that's just my week of wrestling. How about you guys?
Good. I think you hit it on the head. I know a lot of AEW like diehard fans really talk about it's a bit of a meme at this point, but restore the feeling or whatnot. But I know that generally people are walking away pretty positive at the end of a Wednesday night broadcast. Lawrence, yeah, you had some thoughts there. What do you think?
Oh yeah, like I think both companies are killing it as of late. Like, yes, they are almost at the point. Like WWE is almost at the point where it's starting to spin their wheels a little bit right before WrestleMania. Like, there's a big week coming up this Monday with CM Punk coming back to Chicago, and just like you've got Drew McIntyre who just never misses on Twitter, and never like his promos are all great. Like, he's been like keeping several feuds alive, like him and Seth Rollins, him and CM Punk at all time. Like, he's spinning multiple plates and doing it effortlessly, and it's like both on screen and on Twitter, like doing a great job. And you've also got AEW building to a pay-per-view in April, and and then they've like the amount of talent that they have right now, and just this fun Canadian tour they're on, having Edge main event again in Toronto, and having the fans sing his song was just like an amazing moment, and having like finally beat Christian was just like definitely a highlight of the week.
Are you going to Quebec City?
I am not, no.
No, nor am I. Nor am I. I think they should cut all their promos in French.
Yeah.
Blair, what do you like this week?
Well, I mean, I want to add one thing to the Drew McIntyre talk is I really need him to post that Kevin Nash "that doesn't work for me, brother" meme, and then I will be fully content with everything he's done. But I mean, I enjoyed that Edge and Christian match. I thought that was a lot of fun, and I don't know. It just things have been really great when it comes to wrestling. I mean, the biggest complaint was having to sit through 3 hours on a Wednesday night when I am not used to that. Like watching Rampage afterwards. Definitely, you notice. I know going to shows live, you notice the dip in the feeling after you've had like that really great Dynamite main event, and then it's like now we're doing Rampage, and you get just a match, and it's like. You notice that dip in energy and excitement, and the same with watching on TV. But I mean, if that's the biggest complaint I have for the week, I mean, I think it was a pretty damn good week.
Well said. Very well said. Can I tell you about who we got over here? We've got Spencer manning the Love Wrestling YouTube saying, hello, friends. Hello, Omar.
Good. What's good, boss? It's boss time. Anytime he shows up now, I'm just gonna pull a Michael Cole and just say it's boss time. That's what I do now.
Can I tell you about something I didn't like this week?
Yes.
Okay, 8-minute mark. I'm going to refrain from swearing, but Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yes.
Goldberg, man.
That was so weird, right? Like, wasn't he like praising Asuka like like 6-7 years ago during when she broke like Goldberg's streak, and now all of a sudden this dude was like, "Yo, screw that chick," like what was going on?
It is very transparent what Goldberg is doing. Like you said, Omar, a few years ago, he was like singing Asuka's praises on Twitter, at least giving her props for surpassing his streak in numbers. But man, he's just trying like that's what I hate, man. That's what I hate about this whole like attention-driven economy, and you have to say something so stupid to get attention. He's going down the superstar Billy Graham route, and I'm not saying I had a whole lot of esteem for Goldberg, but it's going down.
Yeah,
I mean, you can talk. Goldberg can talk about how great his streak was, all he wants. But I mean, Sid had an even better streak at the time, and you don't see him trash talking Asuka. So I mean, Goldberg can go and
we've got a minute till we can cuss.
Yeah. In a minute, I'm coming back to this Goldberg, and I'll tell you how I really feel, and then you can go eat a bag of.
Yeah. Well, like
bag of Doritos. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Like honestly, I feel like the original tweet was probably like the company told him to do it, and like this is more in line to what Goldberg actually thinks is like he clearly does not know who Asuka is, does not know even before she came to WWE, did not know her massive accomplishments in Japan and how she is legitimately one of the best wrestlers, male or female, of any gender. Like, bar none, one of the best wrestlers in the world. And like 3, 2, 1, legitimately fuck Goldberg.
Yeah, Goldberg can go fuck himself. Like, what a fucking piece of shit.
But yes, it was
screw you, Bill Goldberg.
Somebody cook that.
I honestly think what he said on the podcast, I don't think he's even promoting anything. I think he's just an idiot. He's just an idiot who is like, oh, this girl beat me. Fuck that. Like it's gonna be the same sort of like old school misogyny that like clearly my streak was better. Like she's a girl, she can't beat me, despite that person being one of the best professional wrestlers in the world.
I'll put it this way, man. Like, after their streaks respectively ended, Asuka still had plenty to offer. Like, she was still like top tier in just about every metric you can think of. But then you look at Goldberg. it took him nearly 20 years to do something cool again, which was, of course, the feud with Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series, not WrestleMania 20, I'm sure, but it took 20 years, or nearly 20 years, from being defeated by Kevin Nash at Starrcade, going on. Like, I can't think of anything memorable he did other than break his hand on a car window because he's an idiot. And I can also remember him ending Bret Hart's career because Bret Hart will rightfully never let that sloppy piece of shit Bill Goldberg ever forget that.
I mean, with Goldberg, I mean, maybe if he wasn't such a one-dimensional wrestler when his popularity was cooking, he may have had some relevancy. But hey, you had all your matches last, let's say under 2 minutes tops. So, I mean, if that's the case, and you cannot show any other athletic feats which can elevate you to another level as a wrestler, and that is your whole shtick, then yeah, guess what? After the time runs out on your little championship run, you are going to fall flat on your face, which is exactly what happened. But you have a wrestler like Asuka who can actually wrestle and has more to provide than just a streak. Well, of course, she's going to have a more successful career. So Bill Goldberg, go get fucked.
Yeah, like Goldberg was like he wasn't good on the mic, like per se. It was just the mystique, predominantly driven by the streak. Like, yeah. And the second that's gone, the mystique starts to go, and he becomes beatable. And him going, who's next? That like has a third, like doesn't hit as hard, and like just like it's just reeks of like like old school racism and misogyny, of just being so dismissive to somebody for no reason at all, just to like get a cheap laugh on a podcast. Like it's like, I honestly just think he's just truly ignorant towards it, and like in his head it's just like a woman that beat him, and like he in his head, like the female wrestlers still aren't a part of the male wrestlers. It's like, oh no, it's not the same as my streak. Like the dude just sucks. He just sucks. And like there's the clip going around too, without ever naming him. He never says his name, but Triple H on Tough Enough, on like the first season of Tough Enough, just burying Goldberg. Oh. And the fact that you know instantly, yeah, he's talking about Goldberg. Like it's not just like everyone knows. Like the fact that everyone without question be like the first person they think of when he's like talking about a wrestler who can't wrestle more than 2 minutes or more than 4-minute matches, and like who like got himself over and is like taking months off, and like everyone's like, oh yeah, that's Bill Goldberg. It says a lot about Bill Goldberg and his career that like without fail almost everyone's going to know exactly who Triple H was talking about.
True.
I think it's even funnier because, like, I'm not sure if it's the same clip or maybe he just buried Goldberg on multiple occasions, but I recall like someone stooging off to Triple H that one of the people in the Tough Enough house had a Bill Goldberg poster over their cot or whatever, and like he got stooged off to Triple H, and he just started going on to a huge Goldberg rant. Oh, so good.
My man was Bret Hart before Bret Hart, basically, you know. Kind of, because that was around the time Bret Hart retired ish. Because then he had like few matches after that, but yeah, you get what I mean.
Yeah, for sure. Omar, you got any favorite Goldberg memories or any more burials of Bill Goldberg you'd like to join in on?
Look, as I'm one of the young buck, you know what I mean? So I don't have a lot of memories of Goldberg. The only thing I remembered from him was one of the WWE Raw video games on the original Xbox, and him doing, but I don't know. Like I used to I was watching highlights of him on like, you know, older episodes, because I feel like whenever you're a wrestling fan, you got to be educated. You gotta watch the past a little bit. Yo, this, I don't know why, but like his 03-04 run, for some weird reason they had him wrestle for longer than like 3 minutes. I'm like, bro, like, but like it wasn't bad, but it was like, I don't know, like they kind of took the mystique off. And then the less we talk about the WrestleMania 20 match, the better, obviously. And then the 2016 Survivor Series happened. I mean, the sequel was better with the WrestleMania, was it 33 or something? You know, the one with the theme song about smoking weed or something. Yeah, that WrestleMania 33, that theme song. So yeah, that was cool. But other than that, he's just I don't know. Like, I don't know. He's just you know. I don't know. But I do think that I would say this about, for a while I was like, you know what? At least the dude is not Hulk Hogan, that he's not racist. But then I was like, yeah, but he sucks more than Hulk Hogan. But I don't know what to do anymore. So yeah, like you said, screw the guy.
Yeah. Well, again, I think that note on racism is a little in question after the some of the particular verbiage used against Asuka. But all
Yeah,
the same, I think we've buried
anti-blackness is what I was gonna say. But yeah, I agree with you 100%.
No, I get you. Absolutely valid. But yeah, usually we're so much more positive here on the brunch gimmick, but I really wanted to get off my chest. And I thank the three of you gentlemen for indulging me and joining in on the fun. Spencer, that goes for you as well. But let's find something a little more positive to talk about. Oh, Blair, you've got a look on your face there.
Yeah, before we go right into the positivity, I want to ask if anyone caught the Terry Gordy Dark Side of the Ring.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Like you have, like,
Yeah.
Towards the end of that episode, like, it's been a while since I felt a sadness watching it, but like hearing Mick Foley talk about like his last few appearances at like indie shows and even like the shoot interview that Terry did, it was honestly heartbreaking to watch. And like, it's not since like the Pillman or the Owen Hart episodes have like, I felt like a sadness that it was just like, it was honestly like a heartbreaking episode, I found.
Yeah, definitely he was definitely somebody who shouldn't have still been doing it, but like had to play his bills,
Mm-hmm.
like his own way that he was trying to play his family's bills, but like somebody who was definitely like mentally not there anymore.
Yeah.
And like just like it was both like he was still doing it, but also somebody should have stepped in and said like, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like sadly, like today it's better now, where like if you clearly have cognitive decline, they will pull you immediately. But like back then, when he was the executioner, like he shouldn't have been there.
Just seeing how out of it he was in the ring, like just a lack of emotion, like still able to do the moves, but like just like it was like a blank face.
Yeah,
it was just heartbreaking.
I admittedly had not watched that, but yeah, that's on my radar.
I gotta watch it too. I haven't seen the.
It's night and day difference compared to the Buff Bagwell episode. I'll just say that much.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I haven't seen the Buff Bagwell episode yet, so I gotta get caught up with Dark Side of it. There's a lot of like Dark Side documentary. Let's the less we talk about the Dan Schneider documentary, the better we do. There's a lot of documentaries this week. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I haven't caught anything from this season, actually, now that I think of it, but I remember my brother like reaching out asking if I watched the John Tenta episode, and he was saying, I was actually shocked to hear that there was Dark Side of the Ring about him, and I was so worried because I hold John Tenta in esteem, but apparently it's a little more tragic than it was anything else as well.
Yeah, like Tenta didn't do anything to constitute it being like a dark side episode, but I think it's like his passing was very tragic, especially when you see like how much of a family man he was, is how much his kids like loved him and like that he was there for them. It's a big loss. I think it was more like a chance for them to be like, hey, we can show the Shockmaster footage, so we did get Haku watching that for the first time.
I was gonna say I did see the clip of Haku watching that and having a good laugh.
So okay, we can talk about positive stuff now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Let's spin the wheel. Who's got something good? Who's got something to smile about from wrestling? If we could come back to Drew McIntyre for a moment, because actually that kind of spirals into something that WWE announced earlier this week, is the Slammies are coming back and they're going to be fan voted. And of course, Drew McIntyre is certainly in the running for social media star because of his recent Twitter antics, but you also got to put Dijak in there, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially with Cosplay this past Thursday. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Dijak coming in and literally buying points for Mars the Specialist and Thickness Reed Matthews solely out of spite for Mansoor and Mason Madden. What an all-timer Quizplex.
Good old fake Buddy Murphy.
Oh my goodness.
Or I should say, yassified Buddy Matthews. But
Dijak, huge fan of the Short Kings. Mars Reed, whoever might be joining us from the YouTube platform, good to see you, friend. Yeah,
I,
we're
I'm
actually
I like
we're
the
actually
idea that
watching a Short Kings match in just a few minutes. Actually, watching your endeavors against the Billington Bulldogs. Blair, I apologize. Go ahead.
No, I like that the Slammies are coming back. I think it's something fun to do, like not take themselves too seriously, and like it's something like you could build storylines coming out of it. Nothing serious, but you could still have fun with it. And I think we always talk about how wrestling is supposed to be fun. I think that's a great thing to go with it.
Yeah, and I think having Big E and Kathy Kelly host, they're great at like Big E hosting is so genius.
Yeah.
And like
Oh,
they
that's
need
great.
to give him more to do, like if he wants to, just outside of wrestling, because he can crush anything out of the park. Like
Mhm.
literally, he has one of the most infamous, most quoted moments in wrestling history that he sadly could not get a paycheck for. Like anytime either company or any company mentions big sweaty men slapping meat, they should cut that man a check, because that was one of the greatest riffs of all time. And like just giving him a mic and letting him just like, even Kathy Kelly, who's so great with Kevin Owens, when they've only done 2 episodes, I believe, of their show, but like just being like
it should be more. But
yeah.
yeah, 2 episodes a crime in my opinion. Those segments were awesome.
Yeah, like she's funny and could like very good to bounce off jokes off of, and like plays into the other person's like lunacy or like hijinks. So it's gonna be a fun duo of both of them. Clearly, they're going for a more comedic effect of the host this year.
I am ready for Big E to sit at a commentary table or something a little to be a little more prevalent on WWE TV. But the fact that he hasn't yet, the fact that they haven't found a full-time position for him, still gives me hope we might see him in the ring again one day. And I really hope that's the case, man, because Big E was a star in every sense of the word. On top of his career being on the shelf right now, that WWE title run was criminally short. And I'd love to see him get a little more shine on his in-ring career. I was really hoping this could be the year he comes back and maybe faces Gunther at WrestleMania, but alas, here we are. Still, I'm holding on hope until Big E finds a more permanent role on WWE TV that we will see him in the ring again one day. I really hope so.
Mhm.
You know, it's so funny. You thought of, I thought of an idea if he was ever going to be on the commentary table. Check this out: him and Corey Graves doing it again. Considering that he was harassing him like during the pandemic with him throwing I think it was Kofi or it was Big, just throwing the pancakes on him. I mean, that would be sick. Just reunite that feud ish. You know what I mean? That would be sick.
I think we could have a lot of chemistry. Sorry, go ahead, Lawrence.
Yeah.
I would like to see him and Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil, whenever he's on commentary, absolutely kills it.
Oh
and
yeah.
that would just be 2 dudes just having a ball, bouncing stuff. Like they'd have to be almost a third person to be like a straight man, quote unquote, like in the middle there. But like just for like hilarity alone, would be probably one of the most fun commentary desks.
Yeah, that's another one who should be a little more on TV. I mean, like they've got good commentary teams, but they've had such a revolving door years. It's a little surprising that they haven't give Titus O'Neil a more permanent shot for a couple weeks worth of TV or something to that effect. Like when's the last time he was on commentary? WrestleMania?
I don't even remember.
I think a few months ago. I think he did like they had him on like a Raw briefly to do like a match. I think he was there. I think in 2023 he did it a couple times, and like the internet rightfully so loved it and wanted more of it, and they just haven't gone back to it because like they like their 2 white dude commentary desk. Like no fault to any of the guys that are doing it, they're all great, but there's like nothing that much different in any like there needs to be a shakeup of how commentary looks like. Like, I think everyone agrees here that like the fact that Veda Scott's not a paid broadcaster is absolutely insane. Like on TV every
Agreed.
week,
Mm-hmm.
like the most talented person doing it and the hardest working person doing it. And it's just like the way they look at how the commentary goes has to change up a bit. It's like one of the main things, one of like the major things I feel at this point, like that like all promotions could get better at.
I am a huge advocate of the team of Veda Scott and Taz. I thought they had such amazing chemistry in their
Yes.
brief time on AEW. Like Taz, like just talking about how his pen was, he lent Veda his pen, and they still hadn't returned it. Just like they had really good chemistry, and like they're joking and banter aside. Like when it was time to call the match, like they were a great team, along with of course Tony Schiavone. Yeah, I definitely agree, Lawrence. Like they, especially in WWE, because they have had diverse commentary tables, but like it never lasts. Like they had Brendan Williams, they had Renee. What was she known as at the time? I almost forgot. Renee Young.
Renee Young.
Yeah, I almost forgot her WWE name. But yeah, it just never lasts, and it's unfortunate. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
But just mentioned the AEW table, and that's a good enough transition because we got, like I think Blair mentioned earlier, AEW Dynasty coming around the corner. So far, we've got one confirmed match, of course, Danielson versus Ospreay. How else are we seeing this card shape up?
I mean, we'll get the finals of the tag titles, which there are a few different ways they can go with it, which is kind of nice because I think everyone's kind of expecting Young Bucks and FTR, but like I could easily see like a Young Bucks and Top Flight, or something along those lines, considering they were the first interaction when the Bucks were kind of embracing their EVP roles a few weeks back. So I think we got that. Swerve and Joe, I think we end up seeing possibly the debut of Mercedes in the ring for AEW. So there's a lot to be excited for when it comes to Dynasty, only a few weeks away.
Yeah, like
Lawrence?
I'm excited to see what exactly they're going to do with Mercedes and Willow because they've been teasing it a little more
between my cheeks,
and definitely like bringing back what happened in Japan. Like they're definitely making reference to it and putting it in the forefront that they have unresolved issues. So I'd like to see maybe that happens at the pay-per-view. Yes, that's as Mercedes' first match, because like it's almost inevitable she's going to be wrestling for a title soon. So like I wouldn't mind at first her going like non-title and just building up another feud, especially one that they already have built in from another promotion.
It does seem like they're leaning into that, into their history and whatnot. Omar, Dynasty, what do you think?
I don't know. Like, to go back to Lawrence, what he said earlier, I could see Mercedes Moné, like, or money, I should say, getting. I mean, she is money. Let's go, CEO. No, but I do think that I could see her in a tag team scenario, considering that we just saw what happened in Dynamite, like not this week, but like the last week with Willow. So I could see a tag team kind of match scenario, but I think a 1-on-1 should make sense. But that's more of a Dynamite or a Collision kind of thing. But yeah, I think I'm very interested in the women's division right now. But yeah, I could see like a tag team kind of scenario with Willow teaming up and possibly, just having a match. And I think my prediction for that is, I know this may sound kind of insane, because it's a big marquee match in my opinion, but I could see, Mercedes Moné fighting, what do you call Willow on a random episode of Collision. Because I don't know, for some reason, I feel like when I think of this show, I think of Match of the Year candidates. I don't know. Because last year, FTR versus Bullet Club Gold had probably my favorite tag team match of all time. So, but yeah, I could see a tag team scenario and then possibly feuding. But yeah, that's what I'm mainly interested in right now.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I think the obvious path for Samoa Joe is against Swerve Strickland, and I'm all for that. I just don't want to see Joe's reign end so soon. But at the same
That's
time,
what
I
I'm
think
saying.
I think Swerve is the right guy to do it. It's just I feel like it's happening so early. I would love for them to find a path where Swerve has to kind of like, take a hero's journey or until he gets to Joe kind of thing. Aside from Swerve, or is Swerve the right guy? What do you think for Joe? Lawrence, start with you.
Like I think Swerve is probably the guy. Like they've been teasing it so much, and like his feud with Hangman, it's just like it was next level. And there's only so like if he doesn't win, there's like he need like I feel he almost needs a title at this point because it's all he's been thinking about and talking about, and anything else is going to look like a demotion if he like wins the international title or something afterwards. If he like doesn't win the title, like he has been all about winning that heavyweight title. So I think it is time. Like Joe is not going to look any of the worse for losing it just because he didn't carry it like a full year or 2 years like previous champions. Like he's still going to be Samoa Joe regardless. Okay, and I think you've got a lot you can build off of with like a face Swerve against soon to be Adam Cole when he comes back from injury, or like a cut. Like there's places you can go with that. And I honestly think it's looking to be Swerve's time very soon.
Blair, you're in agreement?
Yeah, like I would love to see Joe's run continue because I think like he's been doing some of the best work of like the past, we'll say 6-7 years. So like I would love to see it continue, but the way that they've booked Swerve and put him in this position, like you are like almost fiending to see him win that championship just to see the kind of run that he can go on. Like I don't know how you can still manage to have Swerve be champion, but like having Joe as a regular fixture in the main event scene, whether it's being a part of AEW or even like Ring of Honor going for the world championship there afterwards, like there is possibilities, but like it's really an embarrassing of riches when you have so many people you want to see as champion in a promotion.
That's a great problem to have. I mean, like even right now, WWE has it to an extent. Yes, we're all gunning for Cody Rhodes to finish the story, but how many times in recent months has like SmackDown ended with Cody and the whole Avengers in the ring with him, doing some like getting a huge reaction. I think of the one with where like Cena, LA Knight, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes were all in the ring at the same time. Embarrassment of riches, man. Like you said, like it's just a great time to be a fan with so many people to support.
Yeah. And I mean, there's the rumors coming out of the TNA as well. I mean, with contracts being up there too, and some pretty big names. So it's like possibly adding even more to already stacked division. So I love the spot we're in when it comes to that.
That's a great shout, and that's actually let's like go on that topic for one last topic before we jump into our watch along. Motor City Machine Guns. Like rumor has it that they had a bit of a send off backstage after last night's tapings. Man, that's a huge loss for TNA, but it's going to be a big gain for someone else. Where do you want to see them? And Omar, let's start with you. Where do you want to see the Motor City Machine Guns end up?
AEW, they're known for their pretty good tag team division, don't you think? So yeah, I could see them in the tag team division AEW, but look, WWE's biggest problem is their tag team division. I could see them be there too, but I mean, God forbid they go to NWA. But but I could see them go to. I think AEW is the right spot. But what do you guys think?
Well, you know what? They've got there's always this pomp and circumstance about the Raw after WrestleMania. The SmackDown after WrestleMania takes place in Detroit, Michigan. So I think that would be one hell of a debut. Mm-hmm. Lawrence?
Yeah, I agree. Like WWE, although like they just missed out on several free agents because they've their main marketing strategies, but we're the WWE. Like,
I mean, I'm not going to say it doesn't work.
like I feel Tony Khan is probably going to be still pretty aggressive for the Motor City Machine Guns, because like it's very much the type of wrestlers he wants there. Like, even though he just spent a lot of money on, like, especially on two big name stars, I honestly think there's a better chance they end up in AEW, but like it would be cool to see them in WWE, like debuting on SmackDown, and like, even though like on the kayfabe aspect of SmackDown and Raw, like you've got Jade Cargill, like Nick Aldis has signed all these hot free agents to his show, and like Raw has been left out. Like Braun Breaker, Jade Cargill, or I was gonna say her TNA, her real name, Naomi, like of all signed to SmackDown. And, like Nick Aldis looking like GM of the year, but yes, he also gets the Motor City Machine Guns. He's gonna have that solidified on the like kayfabe signing aspect. But yeah, like I feel like there's a better chance they end up in AEW at this point.
Hey, Pluggo.
Yeah.
And Blair, close this off before we jump into a tag team match watch along.
Look, I've already fantasy booked so much stuff in my head with the Machine Guns going to AEW. So, I mean, anything less than that, and I'll be disappointed, because I need to see them and the Bucks go at it. I need to see them in FTR. I need to see them in Bullet Club, or not Bullet Club, the Blackpool Combat Club. I need to see the Motor City Machine Guns facing off against Christian Cage and Adam Copeland when they decide to tag team again. So I need to see all of this. I need to see the Machine Guns face off against Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page when they reunite in 2 years' time. So there's so much potential matches I need to see. I need this to happen. So I'll just leave it at that.
A very compelling list of possible opponents for the Motor City Machine Guns.
That's my argument, but we're the WWE.
I mean, again, you know, we don't call them facial tissues. We call them Kleenex. And I think WWE is in that same boat. How many people do you know who don't watch wrestling will see an indie clip and comment, "Oh, is this WWE?"
Yeah.
You know, I don't agree.
It's a sound marketing strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, we're going to watch a little tag team action courtesy of LPW here tonight. This is from LPW 9, Mark Among Us. It is the Billington Bulldogs versus Mars the Specialist and Reed Matthews, collectively known as the Short Kings. So with that, let's jump in. Again, the Short Kings are now former champions. This was the Halloween show, so yes, Malachi Black inspired costume by Stuart Garvey. So cool to see Buddy Matthews in LPW. That is not Reed Matthews. That is not Mars the Specialist. Spencer calling him the Specialist, Reed Matthews.
Reed has been Reed is a hired gun. The check has cleared, so he will be teaming with Mars the Specialist. And this is Reed Matthews' entrance.
Oh, this was fun.
Mars the Specialist and pull Reed Matthews' arm.
That's so good.
Mars the Specialist, dressed as Thickness Reed Matthews, is on the present LPW 24 poster if you look closely enough.
The
You
tag's
didn't even
still
take off
on.
the tag.
Appearance together of the short kings, Reed Matthews and Mars the specialists.
I have everything on like the smallest screen possible. I only just noticed because I got a message from Omar. He sends his goodbyes, but he had to depart from the stream.
And together they're going to take on the debuting Billington Bulldogs.
It was the Billingtons' first and so far only appearance at LPW.
Mark and Thomas Billington.
Blair, you must have seen the Billingtons.
Yeah, I saw them at the WPW Fight at the Museum show last year.
Okay.
And they are two very no-nonsense, serious, like, we mean business wrestlers. Like, they are cut from the same cloth as Dynamite when it comes to in-ring intensity.
Mm.
The Billington Bulldogs are coming to the ring by the Dynamite.
Logan and I did a bit of a spontaneous stream last night. We just enjoyed some wrestling, and we did in fact enjoy some WPW action. We watched Mo Jabari take on Von Vertigo.
Yeah, I saw that. I went back and rewatched some of the stream because I was like, I wasn't sure how long you guys were going for, and I clicked it. It's like, oh, okay, they're done.
Yeah, we didn't go too long, but that's something we want to start doing a little more regularly on our Twitch channel, because again, we used to, of course, run the LPW event. Now we are proudly moved over to IWTV. Again, our next event takes place next Friday, LPW 2020, 24 hours to go.
Stuart Garvey, our official for this matchup.
So in the meantime, Twitch will be used for, just the occasional watch along. Don't expect them to be heavily advertised. We'll just kind of jump on. And also expect the return of Blowing Off Stream to happen sometime in the near future.
And we're gonna get it.
Look at that sportsmanship. Like, you love to see it.
Okay, Mars, I know I don't know if you're still in the chat, and I know you have red hair, but on this particular event, is it possible you dyed it? Because I feel like it's almost like reflective of the light. When he steps into the spotlight, it goes like super red.
How many matches did you guys end up watching last night?
We watched two. We watched the Von Vertigo Mojibari match, as well as Mercedes KV, as she was known at the time, Mercedes Monet versus Alicia Edwards from Chaotic Wrestling, an I Quit match.
Nice.
That was on the advice of Throwback.
Tipping up to his feet into the Northern Light suplex, maintaining wrist control.
And of course, if you're still enjoying us here on the Brunch Gimmick, be sure to hit like while you're there. And if it's your first time on our channel, hit subscribe too. We got lots of great stuff on this channel to share with you.
I don't think I've had ever seen this match up until today. So
This one?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, this is shortly before the formation of 7. So much has happened since this, like I've kind of lost track. A very dense history for LPW as we approach our huge anniversary show. Oh, that's my mistake. Reed dyed his hair for this match. It was a choice.
Again, I highly recommend everyone go back, watch the entire Quizplex. We had cameos in the chat by Ali and Dijak. Absolutely killed it.
That was an all-timer Quizplex. Again, the Short Kings themselves were outstanding. Reed making a dramatic run-in halfway through the show. MXM being their highly entertaining selves.
Mansoor
Yeah.
calling me a piece of shit.
Mansoor liked me.
It just means that, like, when they, defend their championships, I'll have to make a donation towards them. So just so happened they were against the Short Kings, and I got to represent with my Short brothers.
Absolutely. We do hope that that Mason and Mansoor are going to be able to join us again next month. But we have to acknowledge they are a very busy tag team, and for all the right reasons, getting all the bookings as they rightfully should. I've sent them an email. I said, you know what? Usually we do the second to last Thursday, but no bones about it. This was the most successful Quizplex we've ever had. So much money raised for Calgary Children's Hospital in Edmonton, Alberta. And if we can let them pick which Thursday we run a broadcast in hopes to repeat that success for another great cause, then I am all for it.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. You can't knock Mars the Specialist down. Oh!
If you watched GCW last night, Zilla Fatu hit the craziest throwing spike.
I love that.
Oh, he got so much air. He got so much air and caught the dude midair. It was perfect.
I love Jacob and Zilla Fatu so much. I think that they are an incredible tag team, and I want to see so much more of them.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable that they end up in WWE. Like, they're two people working independents. Like, it's obvious they're going to end up there. They literally are doing the Bloodline one at the end to the fans at the end of their match. But I want to see a longer indie run with them. Like, they're just trying to get cooked. Like, I feel like they could easily be GCW tag team champions. Like, they should be the ones to beat Violence. Jesus Christ, to beat Violence is Forever. I hope Dominic Garini's all right, because he took all the glass last night. Like, it was clear.
Oh my goodness!
That one of them agreed to take glass and the other one didn't.
Mm-hmm. Did you see Microman and Dan the Dad?
Oh, Microman, just undefeated Undertaker streak going on right now. 3-0.
It was incredible.
The mini coffee cup he gives him at the beginning. It's an adorable thing.
I caught like 2/3 of the show. Like, I skipped through a couple things, but it was a lot of fun. And there's another show this afternoon.
Yeah.
Headbutt right between the eyes. Big leg drop. Extra velocity, some nice offense strung together for Thomas Billington.
Speaking of GCW and the larger GCW family, all the love in the world to Alex Coolin, who announced last night that he's going to be retiring after an injury. Sad news, man.
Dude was just a beast in the ring. Like, watching him get Jeff Cobb up into like a gorilla press slam.
Yes.
Oh.
And like so much character too, right? Like, he was so expressive, such expressive facial expressions, and he was very creative.
Yeah, like watching that kind of crop of New Japan graduates, like, because there was him, there was Gabe Kidd, Clark Connors, that all kind of came up right when like COVID was in full effect. Like, they were the ones working the New Japan strong shows, and like seeing them grow, it's like it's been really incredible seeing their progression.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Ziggy Haim, who's taking a leave of absence too. Mental health leave of absence. And like, it's too bad we don't get to see her like tag with Alex or work Mania week. But I'm happy they're taking her time off to get everything straight. And eventually, yeah, like she said, it's not goodbye forever. She's gonna be back. But yeah, like, definitely a great professional wrestler. If you haven't seen their stuff, who has been killing it on Enjoy Wrestling.
Beautiful superplex by Mars, but yes, absolutely. It takes a lot of bravery to just like step aside and realize that you're doing things for not the reasons that you should be. So the fact that she's doing so, taking the time for herself, very happy for Big Zig.
One speed, one direction, that's forward and through you. There's the cord buster he was looking for earlier, charging the rope, but he hit that running knee. He calls that the rope. He hit him with the rope right between the eyes.
Mars saying wrestling in jeans is hard. I'm sure you still hit that superplex marvelously, friend.
The Dynamite Doll out on the ring apron trying to.
Mars tags in.
Quick tag, Mars the specialist now, Lugo. Looking for perhaps the power bomb, muscling him up. Pass into the
beautiful.
Mark Billington making the save, or that might have been it for this tag team contest.
That's a tag team. Mars, is that the Short Kings tag team finisher? Because I would like to see that again someday.
I want to see a Short Kings LPW tag title run.
Right?
Just throw that out there.
Old Jack Pride still has his grip on Mars the specialist.
And the shirt coming off, the straps coming down, and I think the Short Kings are looking to crown the Billington Bulldogs.
Called the pulverizing pancake. I love it. Oh my goodness. Oh no.
Go behind and shove Thomas.
Oh. And the Billingtons get the victory on that one. Like you said, no nonsense. And it gets them the victory.
Mm-hmm.
Showing from this second generation team. And you have to feel for Mars the specialist. You can see the look of the key on his face. Another attack, another loss. Billington Bulldogs looking great in their debut. Here in Love Pro Wrestling. You gotta wonder if this Short King tandem of Reed Matthews and Mars the Specialist.
Reed Matthews and Mars the Specialist come up short against the Billington Bulldogs, but it was still a very entertaining match from LPW 9, Mark Among Us, October 2022. There it is. Oh, wait a second. Sorry, there's an epilogue.
Epilogue.
We're not missing that.
Mars feels responsible for that loss.
Who knew?
And Reed actually taking that loss very well. I'm not going on, a little bit surprised by that. Reed Matthews does not lose well, especially late. He's shaking the
Thickness with the post-match handshake. Proof he has a heart. All right, gentlemen, I need to run off, so I'm going to just bow out, drop my handles, and I'll leave the sign-offs to you. Follow me on Twitter at smartmouth, smart.mouth, over on Instagram, and be sure to follow at Love Wrestling CA on all social media platforms that you can think of. I'll see you guys shortly, and yeah, talk to you soon.
Okay, see ya. Hey, well, hi, Lawrence.
Hi, Blair.
What do you want to talk about now? The supervision's gone.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they can find me up on the social medias at Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast, and every Saturday here doing For Exposure with my good friend Pluggo as we take a look at the world of independent wrestling. And we're going to be doing that on Sunday next week. So at 10 p.m. Central Time, 2 hours before brunch to get you locked and loaded for WrestleMania weekend. So where can the
Wait,
people
10
find
p.m.
you?
or 10 a.m.?
10 a.m. 10 a.m.
Yeah, you said 10 p.m. Like,
10
wow,
a.m.
that was a late start.
Yeah, I'm not staying up that late.
Yeah.
Where can they find you, my good friend?
Oh, they can find me at KurtCANDG on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, where I've been live streaming, playing WWE 2K24. I might be streaming a little later today. It's coming out. We've been burning through showcase mode. It's been a lot of fun, and you can catch me back here next Sunday. Actually, no, I'm not going to be here next Sunday. Now that I think of it, got Easter dinner.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is LPW week coming up, so make sure that if you haven't got your tickets for the Thursday show, you go check it out. $10. Some great matches already announced. LPW 24 Friday night. It'll be up on IWTV, so make sure you tune in to watch that. Some great matches. Speedball Zoe Sager, going to be fantastic. MRB versus Rose for a full preview. Check out For Exposure up on the YouTubes. We did a preview show last night. It was a lot of fun. It's going to be a great week of wrestling. And I mean,
so
yes,
the next night, I'll be over at Crossbody Pro Wrestling. And if you haven't had your fill of Speedball, he just announced we'll be wrestling Mr. Atlantis from Crossbody Pro Wrestling in the Fightertainment Crossbody SCBBW Super Show. And I'll be driving up with some FNS legends, some Friday Night Speedball legends.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
you can watch that on Speedball's Twitch on the Saturday night.
Perfect. So your Thursday, Friday, Saturday is set for wrestling, and then you'll be back here Sunday to do this all over again with us. So, I mean, for Lawrence, for Zach and Omar, who have already departed, we appreciate you joining us on the brunch gimmick, and peace in the streets.